Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Long time no talk. Thought I'd make a video today. So, what do you do when you're bottom tier in a tank that personally I like? I think it's pretty good. When you're bottom tier, you do have to sling a lot of premium rounds. The standard pen is way well enough. If you're top tier, I like the way they have these set up now. It shows you the shell velocity and your penetration values and your damage. All of them. You don't have to click on it or hover over each one of them. You just hover over any of the three and it shows you. It's a awesome little thing they. Sorry about that. Lost my headset for a second there. Been so long since I made a video, I probably got plugged with dust. Trying to adjust my mic so it doesn't sound like I'm spitting in it. So, anyways, where were we? So, yeah, when you're bottom tier, premium rounds, 243, you can see up to tier 8s. That's usually pretty darn good. You're going to struggle to go through the front of IS-3s and some of your tank destroyers and some of your newer, I mean, obviously like a 252U Defender, stuff like that. 243s, you're really going to have a lot of trouble with that on your power crap, you know, beasts per se. But if you're top tier, 160 is plenty. If you have trouble going through something, you know, you dab the 2 key and you're going to go through pretty much any tier 6s and 7s like butter. Uh, Performance of the tank itself, aim time is 2 seconds, not too shabby. It's kind of like a, I don't want to say a blah tank. It's just kind of right in the middle, kind of mediocre. And I think that's why a lot of people don't give it that much credit because it's just got okay armor, okay dispersion, okay aim time, okay. It's just kind of an okay tank. Um, but you can make it work for you where some tanks you just can't. It's got great gun depression at -10. Really, really one of the things you need to look out for when you're playing a tank is what's the gun dispersion. If you're at -3 or 4, you know you're not going to be able to play ridge lines. Well, -10, guess what? You can play ridge lines, and with turret armor of 102 and hull armor of 102, when you're coming over that ridge and using your 10 degrees of gun depression, a lot of times they'll end up bouncing off your turret just because of the angle, or your hull because of the angle. Straight on, nothing really shouts out, wow, look at that armor. I mean, if you try and angle it like side scrape, you got a big screaming weak spot right here. Same on the other side. If you go straight on, you got your driver port. Just all these little ports right here are easy to pen, front lower plate, just everything goes through you like cheese. It's a big target. Artillery loves this thing because the top is just so huge, easy to hit, and easy to do damage because it's really thinly armored. Like really bad, like super thin. I didn't look at, or I didn't bring up Armor Inspector, but yeah, take my word for it. Well, most all tanks on the very top. That's why artillery can do so much damage to them still, because when you only have 10 or 15 or 20 millimeters of armor on the very top of your engine deck and stuff, yeah, it tends to really just tear you up. So we were bottom tier in this match. It was one of the newer maps. I'm still trying to get a grasp on a couple of the maps on where to go. And when you're bottom tier, it kind of sucks because you might have a tier 8 that wants to be in that same spot that you know is a really good, powerful spot, but you're in the bottom tier and they think, oh, let me have that spot because I've got a gun that's going to do 400 damage. Your little gun's going to do 240. You have no armor. I've got great armor, so they get mad. They try and push you, or they shoot you in the ass. Just so on and so forth. You know how it goes. When you're bottom tier, they think that you're going to do crap. Well, then you shock them by doing like the most damage, or you're up there and they're like, oh wow, guess he did do knew what he was doing. So, but it happens. But like I said, spec-wise on this, I don't think I've ever done a review of this tank, and I'm not going to go into all the numbers and stuff. It's a 240 average damage. Standard pen is 160. Premium's 243. HE is 45. I don't. I carry 5 HE shells, basically just to reset cap if it's, getting down there and you got to have that for sure. Got to do 2 damage just to reset the cap versus worrying about it, not going where you aim. Because it has .36 accuracy. Not the best, not the worst, but definitely not the best. Um, this new setup I kind of like and don't like. Sometimes if you have it set up, like if I had, okay, so it shows a little box, you click the little box. So let's say I had vents, which I don't. I've got gun rammer, gun lane drive, and coated optics because this thing's blind as a bat. Even with coated optics, it's only 399 V range. And even with the enhanced gun lane drive, it's still got a 2-second aim time, I believe. Yeah. So just it's not one of the more powerful tanks, and I think that's why you don't see a lot of them out there. I've been trying to pick some tanks I want to 3 mark. I'm thinking of doing this one because if no one's playing it, it's a lot easier to 3 mark. If you want to 3 mark the T95 FV 4201, it's going to take you an eon because everybody's playing it. It's a powerful tank. You got to do a ton of damage consistently, 4,000 damage every match in order to get it up to a 3 mark. This, you do 1,000 damage and, you can probably 3 mark it in under, I'd say, 70, 80 battles. Probably less than that. And especially if no one plays it or the people that do play it don't have a lot of skill, not the best players in the world. You might be able to mark. I've marked the VK300.01P. Used to be a medium, is now a heavy. You do get more hit points. Same gun though. But I marked that one, 3 marked it in under 60 battles. So it can be done. It just depends on who's playing it, how much it's getting played, how much damage is getting done in it at that time. But anyways, so if I had the vents set up in here, it's nice because let's say I had over here where the coated optics is. And I'm not getting any kind of extra benefit from having it, but if you take it and you left click and you go like this and move that vents over to the spot right here, if, because vents is up here. So if you had vents down here and you move it into that main slot, then you'll get an extra bonus from just moving your vents over to that slot. Doesn't make any difference where it sets because it doesn't make a difference if your gun rammer's here, here, or here. So if you move your vents over to that one slot, you get the bonus because it's, part of the survivability is vents. It's funny, they did all these changes for equipment, and I've been asking a lot of people in battles, did you change much of your tanks, many of your tanks around? And I haven't. Most of my tanks basically are the same gun rammer, gun lane drive, or vertical stabilizers, and either coated optics or vents, or nods if it's a tank destroyer. Mine are pretty much the same. So basically, it's just I might get a little bit of a bonus on something if I just move the vents over, or the gun lane drive over, or the gun rammer over. You'll get a little bit of a bonus extra there. So back to this, we had a match. I'm showing you the end results now. We already saw the video, so you could see. I went up. I like the spot that I went to. It's a pretty powerful spot, especially if you've got good turret armor. Because then you can just kind of good gun suppression. Because then you can just kind of peek over, take a shot, and back down. Unfortunately, their 304, that little British artillery, was able to just keep schmucking me there. So I kind of had to back out of there. Lost a lot of hit points because the enemy M6, he popped around the corner. He was able to put one into me. I missed him. So yeah, not a good trade right off the bat. But after that, as bottom tier, you want to support your higher tier tanks. Kind of try and stay out of their way because I was getting really close to the Lance and C on our team, and I think there was another one that was kind of over by me. What's the Tiger one? But anyways, so there was a couple tanks over there. I'm bottom tier, they're top tier. You kind of want to back them up. You want to be there for them. If they shoot and they get a low roll, and that way you can just pop the enemy and take them out, and that way they don't take any damage. You just kind of want to be there to back them up. You're not going to want to push because with 970 hit points, 3 hits or 4 hits, and Scorpion G, basically 2 hits, you're dead. A lot of these tanks would take 3, 4 hits to kill you. some of them 2 hits, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So I was trying to back up the Lance and C, but I didn't want to be right on his keister that way. And I have this happen to me so many times, and it's so annoying. You'll have somebody get literally right on the rear of your tank. They'll either be touching you, bumping into you, or so close when you go to back up, you can't back up. And then they wonder why you get upset and call them an idiot or a noob. It's because you freaking idiot. I went to back up and I took 4 or 5, 6, whatever 100 damage because I couldn't back up because I was backing into you because you were right on my butt. So if you want to back somebody up to cover them or try and help them out, you're not helping them out when they go to back up and they can't back up and they take damage. That's not helping them out. That's basically doing the opposite because now you've lost 400 or 500 hit points that you had because somebody doesn't know how to play their tank and they're trying to help you out, but they do it completely wrong and they block you from backing up. So if you're going to try backing somebody up like I did the Lance and C, stay back a little bit, give them room to wiggle, give them room to back up real quick if he has to, just don't be right on their butt. So that's what I did. I kind of stayed with the top tiers as support. In the beginning, I kind of made the mistake of trying to lead the charge up in that area, and the good thing was there was enough tanks over there to help push that area and clean it up. Because right off the bat, the T-2065P on the enemy team, he went up in that building literally right across the street from where I was. He is in a tier 8 powerful tank because he's got great penetration, great armor. I would not be able to pen him. I'd be lucky if I could pen his commander's cupola because that's still really strong. It's not a T-32 commander's cupola strong, but it is still really strong. I've hit that with other tier 8s and bounced, and I looked at an armor inspector, and it is pretty strong. So hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So here we are in the M6 heavy tank, and we are on Berlin and an encounter battle. I just recently turned the encounter and assault battles back on. Not that I was getting bored of turn this down just a wee bit. Not that I was getting bored of the random battles and stuff, but just something different. Different ways of playing the same map instead of playing random battles. It's just different ways you can play the same map, different outcomes, different ways you can enter into the battle or try and move your tank in. And I do apologize. Let's turn the stuff down just a wee bit. Otherwise, got this guy. I'm trying to get out of his way, but this Panther, I think he had one too many beers to drink because he was driving like a flaming idiot. So we're going to come in here. I always kind of aim over there and hopefully get a shot at anybody trying to cross. Shot a little bit too late at the T-2065. This spot right here is very powerful. The thing is, you really have to watch out. Artillery can hit you here if they kind of line themselves up over here once you're lit. So we hit the M6 and he hits us. He hits us for 259, we hit him for 279. So I consider that a fair trade. Unfortunately, FV304 is now starting to hit us. He only hit us for 61. This has got a nice strong turret. And do not see where he hit me. And anyways, so the M6 hit us there. And with he's shooting premium rounds too. Pretty competent player. Actually, he's their best player on their team, I believe. Yeah, it's a reroll account though. He's only got 1,000 battles with a 2945 win 8. I guarantee that's a reroll account, but whatever. A lot of people do reroll accounts. I can't really blame them. So I want to push through here. The E2 is just gonna kind of get in my way, and now I think he's mad that I bumped into him. And I'm not gonna say here when our M6 and our T29 are pushing in and not back them up. That's kind of your job as a support tank, bottom tier, is back up your higher tier tanks. Unfortunately, I take a shot, completely miss, but I was going to try getting a shot into the T26. We were able to put one in the side of his turret, But when I pull out the M6 to get this freebie shot in me for another 207, get a shot into the Tiger 1, and I figure I need to back up. I'm definitely a one shot now with 132 hit points. But our Lance and C, our IS6 are pushing in hard. I'm just making sure there's nothing on the left of me. I was actually real surprised the CS-53 didn't take a shot at me because I was basically easy game for him. He pulls out, we get a nice shot into him, but like I said, or you'll hear me say in the post game here, it's a big funnel here. They've got 3 tanks, Thunderbolt over here, CS-53 top tier, tier 8 right there with no armor, and a Tiger 1, which has basically no armor too. But very good guns on both these, very fast firing gun on the Thunderbolt. And what I need to do is I want to try and back these guys up. We've got a medium and actually 2 mediums, Lance C, Panther, and a heavy IS-6. So I want to back them up, but I don't want to get so close that if they need to back up real quick, I'm on their butt, and that's why I'm trying to back up out of the way here. So I'm trying to get damage in here too, but I'm also trying to do that. You know, he was going to try taking a shot at the Panther or our IS-6 on the side, and that Panther just kept backing up, and as you can see, I kept backing up. Even though he was, I don't know why he was backing up like he was so far. I obliged him, though, to keep backing up, to keep getting out of his way, because he's a higher tier than me, and here I was trying to get out of this E2's way, because last time I got near him, he got pissed and started pushing into me, so... But anyways, I'm not going to go to the right. They do have an artillery, but I'm not going to chase down an artillery, especially when I'm a one-shot. I kind of want to keep backing up our top tier tanks. They do have a 3045. I see a lot of people do this. If you have a taller tank like I do, you can actually get alongside this window, and they set right on the inside of that door. Like if you go into that building, you take an immediate right, do a 180 and face that door. We had a Progetto in a match a while back. He sat there for literally about 10 minutes, didn't help the team at all. He was a one shot, and instead of trying to help his team, he sat in that door waiting for something to come in to try taking him out, which he was a one shot, and he got basically one shot off and killed. When he could have been out trying to help the team, you know, use his camo value, get in a bush, but no, he sat in that building for 10 minutes, basically doing 0% to help anybody. So if you see a tank in there, more than likely they're on that little corner waiting for somebody to pull in or whatever. But if you're a taller tank, you can do what I'm going to do here in a second. Instead of going in that door and saying, shoot me, I'm a one shot and get knocked out and not getting any damage, I see their artillery, and basically it's a pixel shot. I'm like, wow. I was shocked that it actually hit. So I see the Challenger back there, but I know there's some good depressions in the dirt and whatnot, so I'm not going to try and mess with him. I want to get this 3045 out, stop him from capping us, but this is what you can do when you're in a taller tank. Just, instead of going in there, you know, if you can help it, you know, you can pop out here and just sit there and pound on them. But it's down to 1 tank destroyer and 1 tank on the enemy team. I'm going to stay in the cap so that we're putting cap pressure on them to make them, well, their tank destroyer is destroyed. Now they're down to a medium. Keep cap pressure on them so that they want to have to come back to reset cap, and that's all she wrote. We ended up pretty much just rolling over, and we lost 3 tanks, and they lost 15. I don't like the matches that are, you know, where you roll over a team like that, because you're chasing after damage. It's harder to get damage when you're chasing after it than when it's a kind of a more even. I mean, it's nice to win, don't get me wrong, but it's nicer when it's a closer match, because then you can get more damage, more shots off. You got more tanks to shoot at, but then on the other hand, there's more tanks to shoot at you. I've got 132 hit points. I'm a one shot, so guaranteed if the shooter on the other foot, it would have probably sucked, because I might have been able to get some more damage out depending on what I'm shooting at if it were lower tiers. But again, Um, I think I would take a win with the amount of damage I did than a loss with more damage, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some post game stats for you. So I'll be right back. I never noticed this. It looks like a tin can right here. It must be a light, like a spotlight, but it looks like a Campbell's soup can with the end cut off. Maybe that's how they warm up their food. But anyways, if you're gonna hold on for a minute, I'll be right back. Some post game stats. I apologize, guys. I figured out what was wrong. I was pulling my USB. My headset's a USB type, and I kept accidentally just popping the USB cable out of the port, so that's what kept shutting my headset off. So, anyways, where were we? So, like I was saying, you want to be there for support, but don't get in the way because then you're not support. You're more of a hindrance than you are a help. It's, and a lot of people, if you do block them, cause damage, you're gonna, I can almost guarantee, get a message after the match saying you're a noob, you're a piece of crap, go back to tier 2, so on and so forth. I'm trying to catch myself not doing that because I've been hot-headed the last couple weeks because of just so many idiots on my team and being put on the crap team. I've actually been chat banned twice. And I mean, the last time I got chat banned, I was trying to be real careful of what I said, and I said the word turd. I said, oh, great, we've got a turd team. Next thing I know, chat ban. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I got to really watch what I say in the chat because all it takes is you to type the wrong word so many times, and the algorithm picks up those words, and then it will say, hey, this guy's cursed, swore, said something bad to somebody so many times, and it chat bans you automatically. So yeah, I've been chat banned twice in the last month just for saying the first couple times. I mean, I had a teammate on my team not platooned with me. He was just a random player. His win rate was like 25 or 30. He had like 30 some thousand battles, just a crapper. And he was following behind me, shooting me over and over and over. And I know it doesn't do any damage to my tank. It's annoying as all hell. And then he's bumping into me and rubbing me and hitting me. And then so I messaged him and I said, "What are you, a bot? You're a fucking idiot." Da da da. Next thing I know, I'm banned because of him ramming it. And I even went and fought the ticket and said, "Listen, I'll send you a copy. Here's the replay. Watch this. Tell me you wouldn't have done the same thing." The guy responded from Wargame. He said, "Yeah, I can see I'd have been pretty upset, but it wasn't us that banned you. It was the automatic chat ban that caught you swearing at somebody, another player." I'm like, well, obviously it was for good reason. Can you chat, ban me? And he's like, no, once it's in effect, we normally go with the thing. You did, swear at him. I'm like, well, yeah, look what he did. He's a flipping idiot. Every time I go to shoot, he'd ram into me and I'd miss my shot. And then he tells me to quit driving like a 2-year-old. I'm like, oh my God, dude, you've got like a 30 win 8. You've got 30 some thousand battles. You're ramming into me every time I turn around. You're shooting me in the ass, and you're going to tell me to quit driving around like a 2-year-old? Oh yeah, that's just that I popped a cork. I was so pissed. But anyway, so you really got to watch what you say in the chat because it will ban you lickety split. So anyways, we did pretty good for basically being a bottom tier tank. 1,647 damage, 4,525 WN8. We got some damage on their top tier and their lower and mid tier. So kind of across the board. It wasn't like we were shooting at all bottom tier tanks. We got some shots into their top tier stuff. Fourth most damage, 2 kills, base experience of 859. It cracks me up. It seems like when I'm in a tier 8 and I see a tier 6 that does this kind of damage, they get like, a 1,300 base experience. But when I do this here, I get an 859 base experience. I mean, yeah, I wasn't leading the very pack, but I was right up there with them. And it's like, I don't understand sometimes. And I got 2 kills, too. It's like, how do they base, he did 3,400 damage. I understand that. But if you look down here, he didn't do but a few more hundred damage than me. He's a top tier. He did get 4 kills, but I was helping him schmuck the people that he killed, and he got 1,067. Sometimes I just don't understand. I guess they take into effect, how much he spotted, how much damage he helped assist on a tank or whatever. So, a lot of stuff comes into effect, and just sometimes you look at it, and I'm like, it just blows my mind how I'll have a lower experience with more damage or vice versa. We had 11 shots, 8 hit, 8 pen. I shot all premium rounds because I was bottom tier. And I can guarantee if I would have shot standard rounds, I probably would have bounced most of them. 1,647 damage from a distance of more than 300 meters, 346. We got hit 4 times, 3 penned, 0 bounce, 2 hits from splash damage. That was the 304. I think the non-penetrating round was actually, they knocked my track off. Spotted 5, damaged 7, destroyed 2. So right off the bat in the beginning of the match, when they were cutting across that little area trying to get into the buildings across from us, we were able to spot basically probably 5 of them, or 4 of them at that time. And the 5th one that was towards the end, I believe. Yeah, this one, Tiger 1, M6, Tiger 131, not really sure in the IS. I think I spotted him right off the bat too. So it might have been the 131 that we spotted later on down the road. And 213 damage on our assistance from just spotting him. So after all was said and done, we did shoot all premium, so that obviously cost us the most, which was 48,400 credits, but we still made 51,034 credits. We had some sort of mission event. We got 70,000 credits for that. If we didn't get that 70,000 credits, we would have been in the hole. What, 10, 18, about 18,000 credits, give or take. But like I've said a bazillion times, I don't play for credits. I play for WN8. I've got my WN8 up to 1801. Finally got over that. It takes forever, literally forever. You can just do, you know, with as many battles as I have, 400 battles to get it to go up from 1800 WN8 to 1801. It's like, woohoo! And then all it takes is 3 bad matches and you're back to 1800. Like, shoot. But anyways, if you want to get this tank, this one's one of those iffy. I don't want to not recommend it. I don't want to recommend it. But I want to recommend it because it is pretty good. It's got a decent gun. If you're top tier, you can actually, hold your own. You can dish out the damage. It's got a pretty fast reload, under 7 seconds, and that's with a gun rammer. And we got a basic crew in here, 64% on their first crew skill. It's kind of a 50-50. Nothing special about it, but if you're top tier, you can dish out the damage because of the 240 Alpha at tier 6. Not bad. Most tier 6s, you're getting 110 damage, 135, 170, 180. This is on the higher end at 240 for a tier 6. Pretty good. I like it, doing pretty good in it. I think I'm going to go ahead and 3-mark it. Right now I'm setting at 48.22%. I've got 19 matches, but I probably only had maybe about 14 matches on it, and then I started playing it again to get it up to the 19 matches, and I got most of this gun mark in the last, 15 matches, 14 whatever matches or so. But, yeah, anyways, I hope everybody's doing good out there, being safe, wearing your mask when you're out in public. Don't get in trouble not having it. You don't want that in your life. Nothing more of a pain in the butt than having people yell at you, swear at you because you don't have a mask on. I hate wearing the thing, but, out in public, it's just safety for myself. I don't feel like getting sick, and I know you probably don't either. But anyways, I hope you guys are all safe. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield. And again, this is just a video I felt like doing for the M6 tank. I don't know. I haven't been doing many videos at all. I will definitely start picking up videos once I'm off the road and probably be doing a lot of videos when that happens. So that's not much further down the road. Oh, this poor kid, man, he's still playing with that tank. He was there for the Christmas stuff, and he's still sitting out there. At least he's got shorts on instead of his winter clothes, but still playing with the same tank. The thing must have some good batteries in it. Anyways, you guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.